What in the world is this? And how did I get it? It says it's not even gonna be released for like 2 more months. What is going on, Caffeine Man? Why do you have this in your hand? I'll tell you, coming right up. Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and as you guys can see, I have the new Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red energy drink from Monster. This wasn't supposed to be coming out until the first quarter, sometime in January of 2024. Sometimes these drinks get released a little bit earlier than the release date, but usually not 2 months ahead of time. So how did I get this? Well, all I can say is a huge shout out and thank you to Cole for sending me this drink. I can't tell you much more about him because I don't want him to get in trouble, because I'm probably not supposed to have this drink just yet. But thank you to Cole, because now all you guys get to find out what this drink tastes like months before everybody else. And if it's January and you just saw this hit the shelves and you're like, oh, what's this drink? Let me check it out. Why does this guy have a video from 2 months ago? Well, now you know. I got the drink early. So without further ado, is it further ado? Without further ado, yeah, further ado. Sometimes people say things and sometimes they say them wrong. They don't even know they're saying them wrong. I've had very limited amount of cases where I use the wrong phrase. Sometimes I say the wrong word, or I say the word differently than other people. People pronounce things differently, but I don't like to use the wrong terms. So without further ado, let's jump into this drink. And to tell you the truth, there's really not much to go over. As you know, it is a Monster Ultra flavor. Ultras are the sugar-free version of Monster, and they have a whole bunch of drinks in the Ultra line because sugar-free is becoming a lot more commonplace nowadays. So they are going to continue to add flavors. They got a bunch in the line. They're going to be adding a bunch more, but they are adding this Ruby Red Grapefruit energy drink. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I've said it numerous times in lots of my videos that there's a reason why there aren't that many grapefruit energy drinks out there, and it's because they don't succeed, they don't do well. And even though there's tons of people that will say, oh, I love grapefruit energy drinks, I don't know why they make more, those people are in the minority because lots of companies have tried it. Red Bull used to have a grapefruit, and these grapefruit drinks just always get discontinued because they don't sell well. And of course there are still a couple of companies that have grapefruit drinks out there. Are they really energy drinks? Well, they might be classified as energy drinks, but they're things like your sparkling waters, or your sparkling waters that have caffeine and B vitamins and maybe something else that makes it sort of like an energy water or an energy drink. Things like Highball, Focus, and other seltzer waters, but they tend to be a bit more like flavored waters, and the grapefruit in those flavors seem to be more acceptable than what you would get in your standard common energy drink. So I am curious how Monster's gonna do with this grapefruit. I believe what they should do is really just boost up that sweetness as much as they can, because even though a fruit might be too acidic for some people, a lot of fruits are too acidic for me. If you add a good amount of sweetness to it, you cut back on that acidity and that strong heavy citrus flavor, and you get a nice sweet fruit flavor. A lot of people used to try and tell me that a white Monster was grapefruit, and I would tell them no, it's more of a citrus flavor, and they swear that it is a grapefruit. But now I tell them, well, why would they make a grapefruit energy drink if white was already grapefruit? Proving my point that white is a citrus flavor, not grapefruit. It might have some grapefruit in it, but it's a mix of different citruses. All that being said, let's take a closer look at the can. It is a nice can, and you might have saw that little sales sample on the side, so it's not the official final can design, but it's a really nice. I like what they do. I think that they're really switching things up by adding more graphics to it, making it more entertaining. It's always good when these drinks have graphics on it just to make them stand out a bit more. What is also great is a website called caffeineman1.com. You can go there to find out a little bit more about me, how to save money on energy drinks, which is the thing most people care about. But I do even have a newsletter going over what I went over last week, what will be coming up this week, and it does tell you most of the drinks coming up this week. I've really been pushing out a lot of content, so this wasn't even listed in my newsletter because it just kind of showed up, and so I'm doing it. Some things I gotta do right away, but most things are gonna be in the newsletter for you guys. Well, let's go ahead, let's taste it out. Got a little TikTok going there. We got ourselves a pink color. Clearly for a ruby red grapefruit. Taste it. I'll give this a little smell. Ooh. Smells like grapefruit. Smells a touch fruit punchy to me as well. So I wonder if they're gonna do like a little bit of grapefruit with a little mix of something else to kind of, you know, give it a little more flavor than just straight on grapefruit. We'll find out when we taste it out. I should know not to fill up the cup that much, but. So for your carbonation, you get a medium to high carbonation. A lot of the Monster drinks are like that. Not all of them, but most of them. For your sweetness, I would say they are giving you, medium to high, closing in on high. It's really close to high, and I think, like I said, I think they wanted to go high to really cut back on that citrus and acidity level, and they were almost able to get there, but there is still a decent amount of citrus in there, pulling back on the sweetness, but still giving me a decent amount of sweetness that I really wanted to see in there. Could they have gone a little bit sweeter? Maybe a touch, maybe. As for your flavor profile, I am going to say that it is high on the flavor profile, on the low end of high, but still high. And overall, I don't hate it. I think it might do okay. I'm not really sure, but let me tell you the flavor that I was getting out of there. When I first sipped it, my first sip, the grapefruit seemed very, very light, and I was like, okay, they didn't really go grapefruit with this drink. As I continued to drink it, the grapefruit stacked up a tiny little bit so that you did know that it was grapefruit, but as I continued to drink it, it really started tasting more like a pink lemonade to me. I've had a lot of lemonades. This year has been crazy for the amount of lemonades that have come out in lemon flavors, and this is very reminiscent of a lemonade flavor. Does it taste like lemon? No. It's reminding me of a pink lemonade flavor, and it seems like it reminds me of a pink lemonade flavor where they went very, very, very light in the lemon flavor and focused on the lemonade citrusy sweetness of it. And that's what I think they're doing with this pink grapefruit. It's reminding me of a lemonade that only put a light amount of grapefruit in there, so they're not smacking you in the face with grapefruit. They're not giving you this really strong, solid grapefruit flavor, which is too strong for a lot of people. And that's why I think the grapefruit drinks usually aren't successful, because it's too potent. It's like one of the most citrusy of the citrusy fruits out there, and it's just too tart and too strong and for a lot of people. And a lot of people actually sprinkle sugar on top of their grapefruit to cut back on the amount of acidity that's in a grapefruit. So they definitely went very light in the grapefruit. And I was trying to see if there was anything in there like a fruit punch or anything else, and I wasn't really picking up on much else. If anything, to help make it that pink, sometimes with pink lemonades they'll add like a little cherry or a little strawberry. I would not be surprised if there's like a 10% or 15% cherry or strawberry in there to give it a little bit of a better flavor, but it's really hard to pick up on. Usually if you have less than 20% of a flavor that's in there, like a secondary flavor, it's hard to pick up on it, but you do know that it's in there. I'm gonna go back in from the can just to confirm all that information, but it is definitely not a super strong grapefruit. I feel comfortable in saying that there is a small amount of either cherry or strawberry in there. Very minimal amount, but it does help pull away from the grapefruit flavor, which is a light grapefruit flavor. So why did it get high in the flavor profile? Because they're giving you a strong flavor overall. You are getting this lemonade kind of flavor without the lemon, so you're getting this grapefruit aid. Why didn't I think of that earlier? You're getting this like grapefruit aid where they went really light on the grapefruit, just enough so that you can tell it's grapefruit. A really good amount of sweetness, which also adds to the flavor profile. And overall, I don't think it's going to be the grapefruit that all the grapefruit lovers are expecting, but I think they made it so that more people will like it, so that the grapefruit people will be like, oh hey, at least we have an option. It's okay for a grapefruit, or or maybe they'll just call it a fantasy ruby red. Oh, it's a good ruby red grapefruit flavor. Do I predict that it will stay in the line once it comes out, or once it's been out a while? I'm uncertain of that. They have discontinued some of the ultra flavors. Basically, Monster, they'll discontinue anything that doesn't hit the numbers. So not every new release that they come out with stays in the line. And I do think that this could potentially hit the chopping block and get discontinued, but don't take my word for it, because it could be accepted into the line. It's just a matter of what their numbers are going to be, how strict they are with those numbers, what they want to set those numbers at to be as profitable as they would like with that flavor. So I think it is right on that line. It could get cut, it might not get cut, and since it hasn't even been released yet, it's something for you guys to get excited about. Let's put it that way. Me personally, not a fan of Monster, but I still always give you guys an honest review. I give you my thoughts on it. I let you know if I think it's going to be cut or not, but I do think it's okay. So let's go ahead and why don't we just take a look at the Caffeine Man rating chart. There's really not going to be much up there. Yeah, I got to put the Red Bull up there, but I put the sparkling waters up there that I've tried as well, but not much up there to compare it to. But like I said, I think they did a good job with it. I am going to give it an 8.2. But I think some people will be happy with it. Other people will think it's okay. But when it does come to stores near you, leave me a comment down below what you think of it. And since I like to have comments, the YouTube algorithm likes comments right when the video is posted. So let me know if you're excited about this drink, what you think about grapefruit energy drinks. And then once you leave me that comment, come back and leave me another comment with how it tasted. There we go. Double up on my comments. Thank you again to Cole for sending me this drink. I really do appreciate it. Nobody contact me for Cole's information because I'm not going to give it out. If you want to see some of my favorite energy drinks, I have a playlist right there of tons of great drinks to try out. And if you want to see a video that YouTube recommends to you, check out that video because they think you're going to like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.